On my first day teaching at Harvard University, I immediately caught someone's attention. The campus heartthrob Ethan cornered me by the restroom entrance. "Mr. Wilson, long time no see." I'd crossed him years ago, and apparently he'd been nursing that grudge for 6 straight years. Later, when I finally snapped, "I freaking shared half my bed with you." Still not over it. Ethan pressed closer, his breath warm against my ear. "John, I'm burning up. Good morning, everyone. I'm John Wilson. You're a clinical medicine lecturer for junior year, fresh out of grad school." My faculty position made colleagues see me as a rising star, while students clearly considered me an easy target. True enough, during my first lecture, a black t-shirt figure strolled through the main door empty-handed 5 minutes late. I frowned, jotting in my notebook, "Black t-shirt guy one tardy." His sharp gaze briefly locked with mine before shifting away. Recognition hit me like a freight train, heat creeping up my neck as I added, "Ethan, disrespectful behavior." Ethan was my former neighbor's kid I'd tutored years back. Never imagined he'd end up at Harvard University, of all places, grinding through medical school. The reunion left me uneasy. Though the first class went surprisingly well, students responded enthusiastically, especially the girls. Front row whispers carried clearly, "Oh my God, Mr. Wilson looks like he just stepped out of a drama. Those dress shirts are lethal." His explanations actually make sense. Their compliments warmed me through, reigniting my passion for teaching. As I packed up post-lecture, a swarm of students surrounded me. "Mr. Wilson, how old are you? Are you single?" A blushing girl stammered, "Can I get your WeChat for academic questions?" Reluctantly, I pulled up my QR code. Dozens of phones surged forward until a pair of distinctly masculine hands appeared in the crowd. "Ethan." He scanned the code with deliberate slowness. I was never leaving mine. "Ethan Carter." He emphasized the name like I might have forgotten. I played dumb. "Nice to formally meet you, Ethan. Looking forward to working together." His jaw tightened almost imperceptibly, payback for his morning rudeness, and a clear boundary between teacher and student. "I'll be your class representative," Ethan declared. "Since when do students appoint themselves?" His smirk widened. "Popular vote decided it before you arrived. Ask anyone." A girl piped up, "We held elections last week." Ethan's fan base carried him, so the golden boy was flexing his social capital. Not worth fighting on day one. Next morning, I opted for muted professional attire to avoid distractions. The strategy backfired spectacularly. Mr. Wilson's rocking that professor chic look. Those shoulders in tweed, though. Ethan materialized as a human shield against the chatter. Protest erupted. "He's blocking our view." "Moo." Ethan. His supporters countered. "You on the front row? Earn it like he did. Since when do you own the classroom?" Adjusting my tie nervously, I muttered, "You don't need to stand guard." Ethan's gaze traveled down my torso. "Adam's apple bobbing." "Yes, I do. You look awful in that outfit." His sudden jab pissed me off. I gritted my teeth. "Ethan, take your seat now, or—" Ethan scoffed and slouched into his desk, those mocking eyes deliberately raking over me. During bathroom break, I adjusted my tie before the mirror, his infuriating comment replaying in my mind. When did the kid grow such sharp claws? He used to be so sweet. My phone buzzed with Ethan's text, still preening. "Jean, even narcissism needs moderation." That little shit was watching me. I spun around only to get slammed against tiled walls. Ethan's basketball-honed physique caged me in, his cedarwood cologne overwhelming. "Long time no see, John." "Ethan, you goddamn pervert. Stalking me to the restroom? Public property." "Professor, don't be unreasonable." Heat flooded my face. "Then explain this position. Where's your basic decency?" His eyes burned crimson. "You pretended not to know me." How dare you act like we're strangers? I shoved at his chest. 6 years changes people. It's natural I didn't recognize you immediately. Stop this childish. The staff bathroom's flimsy lock rattled. As new faculty, the last thing I needed was rumors about wrestling students. What brotherhood? Ethan's bitter laugh echoed. I didn't get facial reconstruction surgery. John, at least make your lies believable. His voice cracked. But hearing your bullshit again almost makes those 6 silent years worth it. Guilt twisted my gut as I slipped free. He left without another word. Shoulders slumped. Who knew our brief summer together during his teens would leave such scars? 15-year-old Ethan had been all shy smiles when his mother brought me to their Hamptons estate that June. This is John from next door. Mrs. Carter beamed. He'll tutor you through high school prep. Most teens would rebel against summer academics. Not Ethan. His eerie calmness unsettled me until I realized my presence was the highlight of his isolated days. Between absent parents and empty mansion halls, the kid clung to me like a lifeline. By July, he ditched professor for endless variations of bro. His birthday request stunned me. You remembered. His trembling smile could have powered sunrise. Of course. Consider this reward for acing trigonometry. I ruffled his hair. Tomorrow's a study-free day. The hope lighting his face made my chest constrict. Later, as we lounged by his infinity pool with smuggled drinks, I pushed a hard seltzer his way. One sip. I'm legally obligated to prevent underage drinking. Does this even have alcohol? He eyed my whiskey sour. Complain and you'll get sparkling apple juice. I shouldn't have mixed liquors. Waves of nausea hit as I slurred. Looketh, the ocean's gorgeous tonight. The ocean being his chlorinated pool. Last I recall was Ethan's panic shout before everything went dark. In the dimly lit corner, Ethan secretly sampled forbidden liquor. After 2 glasses of imported whiskey, his face flushed deeper than mine. Gathering my composure, I helped him back to his room. He leaned close to whisper, John, I'm so happy. Happy my ass. Naughty kids get no treats. Before I finished speaking, he bit my earlobe. The sudden stimulation made me dizzy. Ethan, let go. That hurts. After freezing momentarily, he released me only to capture my lips next. He grinned dopily. Sweeter than candy. My mind erupted into chaos. Shock and confusion flooding my alcohol-fogged body. Ethan was only 15. 15. How dare he commit such impropriety toward his elder? With thoughts boiling over, I shoved him away and stumbled out. I never saw him again after that night. Partly because I actively avoided him. Partly because my family relocated. Lying in my employee dormitory bed, I replayed those memories. Truthfully, I'd fled because I didn't know how to face him. Though disappearing completely had been excessive. Then I remembered most first-time drunks don't recall their actions. Perhaps this absurdity haunted only me. Let the past stay buried. I decided. My phone buzzed. Ethan's message glowed, frowny face, John. Treat me to dinner. I replied, Ethan, you'd refuse me? Me busy. Ethan, tomorrow's campus mailbox will contain a complaint letter, medical department lecturer John Wilson. Negligent classroom management. Inciting student misconduct. I cursed through gritted teeth, fine. The restaurant radiated opulence far beyond my salary grade. Ethan had already ordered his favorite dishes spread across the table. John, sit. He dropped the polite facade after leaving campus, bluntly using my name. I glared. Don't stress. Just a month's wages. He smirked. Eat and get lost. I seethed silently. He pushed forward a burgundy glass. I don't drink. Just suit yourself. He shrugged, sipping from his identical glass. At least he'd abandoned alcohol, given his disastrous tolerance. Picking at unappetizing dishes. I soon stopped eating. Ethan devoured his meal with relish. Yubig taller. Fair complexion, too. The involuntary paternal tone surprised me. Dating anyone at college? Ethan choked mid-bite, coughing violently before snapping. None of your damn business. My face darkened. The sweet boy I remembered had become this rude stranger. You're nobody to me. Stay out of my life. He wiped his mouth. I'm your elder. 4 years. Don't flatter yourself. At breaking point, I stormed out to pay. Ethan trailed me to the bus stop like nothing happened. Why follow me? I snapped. He shrugged. John, it's dangerous walking campus roads alone this late. Now he wants protection? After claiming I'm nobody? Wait for the bus, then. Last service ended hours ago. What then? I hissed, imagining violent scenarios. He simply stared, moonlight glinting in eyes that still held traces of the boy who'd once whispered sweeter than candy. Mr. Wilson, where do you live? Ethan asked casually. I narrowed my eyes, thinking this kid was full of tricks. I stay at the university staff dormitory. Ethan's lips twitched as he quipped. How quaint. After circling the block, we still ended up returning to campus. Ethan suddenly confessed. Just remembered I drove here. Let me give you a ride back. I climbed into his sports car, flashy yet undeniably luxurious. Ethan shrugged, wanted to keep it low-key. But his bank account clearly disagreed. The roaring engine drew stares as we pulled up to the dorm. Thank God for the mask I'd stuffed in my pocket earlier. Leaning against the steering wheel, Ethan tilted his head mischievously. Can I come up for tea? Tea at this hour? Get lost back to your own dorm. I snapped. He strolled toward the building like he owned the place. My hand flew to my empty pocket. Ethan, you little shit. Where's my key? I scurried after him, cheeks burning like some guilty adulterer. The cramped studio apartment reflected my fresh college budget. If it's beneath your standards, feel free to leave. Changing into an old tea right in front of him. I belatedly noticed his lingering gaze. Coughing awkwardly, I busied myself getting water. John, he said softly, how could I ever look down on you? His smile didn't reach his eyes. 6 years later, you still can't afford decent housing. Poetic justice for ditching me back then, don't you think? My mug clattered against the counter. Thirsty? Here's your damn water. Ethan's gaze drifted to my twin bed. At least the mattress isn't too narrow. What's with the staring? Time to go. I prodded his shoulder. See you tomorrow, John. His familiar grin froze me momentarily. Same Ethan, yet somehow fractured beneath the surface. Tomorrow, I echoed hollowly. But tomorrow never came. Mom's emergency surgery took me to City B for a week. When I finally rushed back to class, students gasped at my haggard appearance. Where's Ethan? My eyes swept the room. The class representative squirmed. Mr. Wilson, Ethan hasn't shown up all week. My chest tightened inexplicably. After class, our chat history glared at me frowny-faced. John, you playing hooky? John, ghosting me? John, you dead or what? With guilt weighing heavy in my chest, I typed out the words, Ethan Carter. I'm back. Where are you? Just as I anticipated. There was no response. An unexpected downpour descended upon the campus at dusk, torrential rains lashing against every building. Lying in bed, I tortured myself trying to pinpoint exactly when Ethan had become so significant to me. Our relationship never extended beyond teacher and student. There was no logical reason for the suffocating ache in my chest. The violent crash against my door made me leap up, heart pounding. I grabbed the nearest weapon, a thermos, and crept forward. Who's there? My voice remained steady despite trembling hands. Ethan. The familiar roar made me exhale in relief. I yanked open the door to drag the drenched figure inside. Rainwater streamed from Ethan's hair. his clothes plastered to his body with the faint earthy scent of storm-soaked pavement clinging to him. "You walk through this?" I snapped, anger flaring at his recklessness. "Since when did you forget how umbrellas work?" He kept his gaze lowered until my words snapped his head up. Suddenly, his fists twisted in my collar, shoving me against the wall. "You promised tomorrow." Ethan's eyes burned crimson, voice raw. "You swore we'd talk tomorrow. This isn't some lover's quarrel." I shoved back, thermos clattering to the floor. "Why the hell are you making such a scene?" The fire in his eyes dimmed to embers. Handing him a towel, I muttered, "Take a shower before you catch pneumonia." Already moving to make coffee, he caught my wrist, voice trembling. "John." The childhood nickname stopped me cold. "You vanished 6 years ago because of me, didn't you? Because I kissed you?" The memory flooded back. Old Ethan swaying drunk at that graduation party, lips clumsily pressing against mine before collapsing into giggles. Teenagers do stupid things when they're wasted. Forced to laugh, staring at the steaming mug, water under the bridge. But I meant it. His quiet confession hung between us. Before I could respond, he disappeared into the bathroom. The storm raged on as Ethan emerged, hair damp and eyes guarded. Without ceremony, he claimed half my narrow dorm bed. I inched toward the edge until his hand shot out, gripping my arm with desperate strength. "Disappear on me again," he growled, "and I'll hunt you to whatever medical conference you're hiding at next." The night stretched on with Ethan's restless movements crowding me against the wall. When his feverish skin finally pressed against mine, I jolted upright. "This isn't." My throat tightened. "However this looks, I'm still your professor. Your health isn't my responsibility." "Then turn on the light," came his hoarse challenge. "Look at what you're refusing." Darkness became my shield. No. His fingers intertwined with mine, guiding my palm against his scorching chest. I swallowed hard, every rational argument crumbling. "Just this once," I whispered, the words tasting like surrender. My heart pounded violently as I made the earth-shattering decision. The next moment, my hand instinctively reached for Ethan's forehead, jolting me awake to reality. Jesus Christ, he was burning up. I scrambled to turn on the lights, revealing Ethan drenched in sweat under the harsh illumination. "I think I have a fever," he rasped. "A fever?" His forehead could fry an egg. My own face flushed crimson as shameful thoughts from earlier resurfaced. Dawn arrived with Ethan's temperature finally stabilizing. I slumped in relief only to find him already bright-eyed and annoyingly chipper. "Morning, John." Ignoring him, I collapsed onto my pillow, muttering about youth's resilience until sleep claimed me. The persistent knocking at dusk roused me. A stranger stood outside clutching 2 overstuffed suitcases, irritation rolling off him in waves. "You're Ethan's legendary brother?" The engineering student huffed, sweat dripping down his temples. My eyes narrowed. This kid wasn't from our department. "Since when do faculty housing residents have siblings in undergrad?" He grumbled, already maneuvering luggage through my doorway. "Stop." I blocked his path, dread coiling in my stomach. The intruder's temper flared. "You mean you didn't discuss this? That bastard Ethan sent me on a fool's errand." My jaw tightened. So this was Ethan's idea of a hostile takeover. The call with Ethan crackled with intentional static. "Just let Luke finish moving my stuff, will you?" Click. Nightfall brought the metallic scrape of a key in my lock. "Efficient as always," I remarked dryly, watching Ethan nonchalantly arrange his gaming console. "Got the locksmith on speed dial?" He flopped onto my couch with practiced ease. "My old dorm's a zoo. Mom froze my accounts. And off-campus housing's pricey. Be a pal." The puppy dog eyes didn't fool me. "This twin bed barely fits me." I jabbed a finger at my bedroom. "No room for your Royal Highness." Ethan's lips quirked. "Slept just fine last night, though." Heat flooded my face. Memories of tangled limbs and labored breathing silencing my protest. His triumphant chuckle hung between us. Just a professor helping a student in need. No need for dramatics. Later, as we lay back to back in the darkness, my pulse thundered against my ribs. Get a grip, John. The mattress shifted. Can't sleep, Ethan murmured, breath warming my neck. Got an 8A. Class. I deflected. His knee brushed mine. Aren't you curious why I'm here? Not particularly. The sudden press of his feverish forehead against my shoulder blade startled me. John. His voice dropped an octave, hands roaming with dangerous intent. Ethan, don't you dare. The protest died as his lips crashed against mine. Every nerve ignited as his tongue invaded my mouth. My traitorous hands fisting his shirt instead of pushing away. When we finally broke apart, saliva glistening between us, Ethan's smirk returned full force. Who knew Professor Wilson could be such a slut? His thumb swiped across my swollen lips. Bet your students would pay good money to see this. Shut the hell up. You didn't resist at all. You liked it, didn't you? Want me to kick your ass out? Ethan finally settled down, licking his lips with lingering satisfaction. Dazed and unfocused, I asked hoarsely, Ethan, do you like men? Do you like me? Not just anyone gets this treatment. He drawled. At nearly 30, this was the first time I'd felt such raw, reckless desire. My brain screamed that Ethan was a man, that this was wrong, but hunger burned through every shred of self-control. I gripped his face and kissed him again, letting the wildfire consume me. By morning, I was pounding the mattress in frustration. One night together, and already things had spiraled beyond repair. Letting him stay longer would be pure insanity. Text lit up my phone, babe. Left breakfast on the table. The pet name made me cringe. Last night's feverish memories flooding back. Time to flee. Packing frantically. Another message popped up. When are you giving me a real title? Sweetheart. I slammed my phone off, dragging sore limbs to a cheap motel. Relief washed over me. Ethan was still in class, clueless. At a convenience store, I collided with a couple. One face froze me, Luke Miller, Ethan's moving buddy yesterday. His girlfriend peeked out nervously. Jean? Didn't expect to see you here. She was my student. Luke gaped. You're a professor. Medical department. So you're the hot older guy Ethan's been obsessing over. His girlfriend elbowed him. Not what it looks like. I blurted. Luke smirked, muttering, guess it's a dude then. Heat rushed to my ears as he added, take notes from Ethan. Man, high school heartthrob. Total pro with everyone. No shame in it. They left me seething and weirdly jealous. Turns out I'd slept with a goddamn Casanova. 2 hours later, Ethan stormed into my motel, fury crackling. We can't live together. I said flatly, I'm your elder. Keep the apartment. I'll move. Why bother staying if you're gone? He snapped. John, you're really gonna ghost me again after last night? All day today. I couldn't stop thinking about you. I zoned out through every class, just itching to come home and see you. He was practically shouting. I panicked, trying to clamp my hand over his mouth. Shut the hell up. You want a whole neighborhood to hear? I hissed through gritted teeth, refusing to back down. It was just some adult fun. Nobody's keeping score here. Last night was a mistake. Okay? I admit it. My voice cracked. But you weren't the one getting screwed over. I glared up at him, humiliation burning my cheeks. I'll just pretend I slept with a stray mutt. Screw you. You pretty face scumbag. Ethan stared back at me like I'd grown a second head, his expression cycling through shock and disbelief. After a long beat, his voice softened. Why are you so mad? Did I hurt you? That stupid concerned look in his eyes melted my defenses instantly. My anger dissolved like sugar in hot tea. He inched closer. Jean, I've loved you for 6 years. Thought about you every damn day. His throat worked. Why is it so hard for you to let me in? Why do you keep pushing me away? Last night, his fingers brushed my wrist. It felt right. I thought maybe you felt it too. His laugh came out shaky. Even if it was all in my head, I'd still. My chest tightened. At 30, I should have known better. Yet this kid always found my weak spots. What exactly did Ethan mean to me? Before I could untangle the mess in my head, his phone lit up. Ming Miller's name flashed on the screen. Fresh rage surged through me. That bastard's voice echoed in my memory. Ethan's a player, Gus. Girls. Doesn't matter. Total Casanova. Ethan Carter. You lying sack of shit. I spat. You've been hooking up since high school, and now you're after me? What's your angle? Am I some midlife crisis trophy? My voice climbed hysterically. I sounded like some jilted lover, which only pissed me off more. Ethan's mouth twitched, confusion clouding his features. Who fed you that crap? That's bullshit. Typical. Men would rather eat glass than admit fault. His expression suddenly cleared. It was Ming, wasn't it? That little weasel. I snorted. Take your rat friend and get lost. Not happening. His eyes gleamed with sudden understanding. Jean, are you jealous? His grin turned wolfish. You're jealous. That means you like me. Admit it. Jealous my ass. Only time I use vinegar is in fucking ramen. I jabbed a finger at his chest. You were underage. As your guardian. I should have. Enough. I shoved him toward the door. Ethan chuckled, holding up his hands. Chill. Okay? Ming's just my idiot friend trying to make me look cool. Bull. Seriously. He turned sideways, gesturing at himself. Do I look like some player to you? Against my will. My eyes trailed over his stupid, perfect face. Had last night really been his first time? No way someone could be that thorough without practice. John, look at me. His voice dropped. I'll move out. You should go back to campus, safer there. His sudden meekness threw me. This was the same Ethan who used to follow me around at 15 with his damn puppy eyes. When I hesitated, he pressed, I won't bother you again. Back in my apartment. I collapsed on the bed. His scent still lingered on the sheets. Memories flooded back, tangled limbs. Breathless whispers. His mouth. God damn it. I smashed a pillow over my face. The mattress still held the imprint of his body. My traitorous brain replayed every second. Fuck, fuck, fuck. Until the age of 26. I never considered the possibility of being gay. Even now, I struggle to accept it. Perhaps I'm merely infatuated with Ethan, mistaking this obsession for genuine affection. I'll admit, I crave his body. From our first reunion, those broad shoulders and defined back imprinted themselves in my memory. The boy I'd known years ago had transformed into a man radiating primal magnetism. As his elder brother in the Wilson family, I should never have entertained such forbidden thoughts. Yet when he whispered my name, in those breathless moments, every moral barrier crumbled. My arms ached to hold him, yet my heart remained paralyzed by uncertainty. I must confess, around Ethan, my noble pretenses vanish. I obsess over his past lovers, his romantic history, the ghosts lingering in his heart. This jealousy terrifies me. Now lying in bed, my mind replays him relentlessly. If this isn't love, what is? Perhaps this fixation began earlier. Some primal part of me claims Ethan is mine. His lingering cologne makes my skin burn even now. The sudden knock interrupts my brooding, wrapping a towel around my waist. I answer, only coworkers would visit this late. Ethan stands rigidly in the hallway, fingers twitching nervously. My pulse skyrockets. We stare, suspended. Just passing by. He mumbles. Already retreating. Get some rest. His scent hooks me before logic intervenes. I grab his sleeve. Stay. The gloom in Ethan's eyes ignites into wildfire. He surges inside. Gay scalding me. John. He rasps. You've still got shampoo in your hair. I touch damp strands. Stammering. Didn't finish showering. Truthfully, I've been steaming in the bathroom for an hour. Consumed by forbidden fantasies. The madness spills out. Want to join me? Horror floods me. That wasn't suggestion, it was proposition. I flee to the shower stall, gasping for composure. The door bursts open. Ethan crashes through the steam, eyes blazing. His mouth claims mine before either can speak. When coherence returns, I'm pinned against tiles, his tongue mapping every secret I'd hidden. Mist swirls around our feverish collision. Ethan nips my swollen lips, growling, "You've no idea how long I've waited." Then stop waiting. I pant, dragging him deeper into the haze. Later, tangled in damp sheets, I demand, why assume I'd take the submissive role? Ethan's smirk glints. Would asking change anything? Bastard. I laugh breathlessly as he demonstrates the answer. Through his alternating tenderness and ferocity, I clutch his face, repeating like prayer, "Ethan, I'm yours." The truth crystallizes through our sweat-slicked passion. This isn't experimentation. I've fallen. Completely. I will no longer shut you out due to timidity. I'll give you all the love I possess. You're no longer an isolated island. John Wilson. I finally have official status. John, I really like you so much. Later, when Ethan and I dined with Luke Miller, we flaunted our intertwined hands before him. Luke looked utterly flabbergasted, jaw practically hitting the floor as he barked at Ethan. So you switched majors just to pursue him? How'd you keep this under wraps? You sneaky bastard. He seemed ready to throw punches. You made me blurt nonsense in front of John. I turned to Ethan in confusion. What major change? He grinned. I knew about your faculty position at Hudson University beforehand. Do you have any idea how thrilled I was that day? Turns out he'd originally been a finance major before abruptly transferring to pre-mid junior year. How'd he manage such a drastic shift with departmental approvals? Ethan flashed that infuriating smirk. Haven't you personally witnessed my academic prowess? I'm up bared my teeth, even for a natural scholar. Switching to medicine seemed recklessly impulsive. What are your actual plans? I pressed. He clasped my hand solemnly. Graduate and marry you. Drowning in the tempestuous depths of his gaze, I surrendered all sense of direction. From Ethan's perspective, since when did campus heartthrob Ethan stop being TA? What's with the personality transplant? He used to camp out in the front row for John's lectures. Some of John's fangirls stage whispered near me. I cheerfully retorted. Told you wouldn't like the answer, my partner's orders. As they obliviously shifted to speculating about my mystery significant other, I sighed, gaze locked on John calibrating equipment at the lectern. Front row seating privileges got revoked after I kept disrupting class with flirty antics. Our meticulous professor with zero tolerance for classroom chaos still blushes at PDA, yet here I am, mentally floating through lecture notes knowing our dinner date awaits. The bell triggered a gift-wrapped stampede. Happy birthday, John. John awkwardly juggled an armload of presents with polite smiles. My jaw tightened watching this spectacle. His appeal proved dangerously universal. Students swooned. Colleagues flirted. Even senior faculty tried setting him up with their daughters. Possessive anxiety. That bitter new flavor I'd never tasted before love. At least during dates, I could physically anchor him to my side. I slid the custom ring onto his finger. Flash, this next time matchmakers bother you. I'm at that graduation proposal. You better wait for me. John. He teased. Since when does Mr. Popular lack confidence? I nuzzled his nose. Can't help it when you're everyone's crush. Sweetheart. Remembering his birthday last year, Prim John transformed by champagne into rosy-cheeked, slurring cuddler. Sometimes I doubted our 6-year age gap. To ease guilt, I convinced myself he initiated our first tipsy kiss. Truth? Dutch courage fueled my calculated move. Gambling he'd indulged my boldness. When our lips finally met, fireworks detonated behind my eyelids, electrifying every nerve ending. Even as he pushed me away, I remained dizzy with bliss, convinced our connection had deepened. Clutching his arm tightly, the words spilled out unbidden. I would, even if given another chance, I'd still kiss you. John shoved me off with feigned disgust, muttering about my incorrigible nature. I flipped him over, burying my face in the crook of his neck to inhale his familiar scent before nipping the sensitive skin. Try running away again, I warned darkly. Why this obsessive fixation? John asked, confusion lacing his voice. My finger traced his jawline. John, I purred, still underestimating your own allure. I said stop calling me that in private. He protested, the heat in his cheeks betraying his stern tone. I muffled his complaints with tender kisses until his resistance melted into soft sighs. What new scheme are you plotting now? My eyes drifted to the lab coat from his afternoon seminar. I fantasized about this all week, I confessed, fingertips brushing his collarbone. Let me see, Dr. Wilson tonight. He turned away, ears burning scarlet, but eventually relented to my persistent coaxing. The crisp white fabric contrasted beautifully with his flush skin as he grudgingly played along with my fantasy. Wrapped in each other's arms, we celebrated John's first birthday since our worlds collided, the chaotic beginning of what our friends would later call the heartthrob's compulsive romance. And